Mikasa Ackerman's life began under the shadow of tragedy, even before she could understand the world around her. Born into a family of mixed heritage, she lived a peaceful life with her parents in the quiet outskirts of Shiganshina district. But her innocence was shattered in an instant when human greed and violence invaded her life. Witnessing her parents brutally murdered at such a young age imprinted a scar that would define her identity. This trauma did not just mark her emotionally, it awakened a latent strength and resilience within her, one that would come to define the legend of Mikasa Ackerman. After that fateful day, Mikasa's existence became inextricably linked to Eren Yeager, the boy who had rescued her from her tragic fate. Eren became the anchor in her life, the one constant in a world filled with chaos, betrayal, and violence. Her attachment to him was not merely romantic, it was survival, a tether that kept her human amidst the horrors surrounding them. Her love for him became her guiding light, shaping her every decision and fueling her unmatched devotion. Mikasa's life, from that point onward, was a balance of protection and longing, duty and desire, all intertwined with Eren's journey. Her path led her to the training corps, where her prodigious talent became undeniable. Mikasa was recognized for her extraordinary combat skills, agility, and strategic mind, qualities that marked her as one of humanity's most formidable soldiers. Yet, despite her prowess, the burden of loss remained constant. Every victory, every mission, was tinged with the knowledge that death lurked in every shadow and that the friends she loved might be torn from her grasp. This duality, the combination of incredible strength and deep vulnerability, became Mikasa's defining characteristic. The war against the Titans forced Mikasa into situations that tested not only her body but also her spirit. She witnessed betrayal, moral ambiguity, and the cyclical nature of violence. Her resolve was tempered by these experiences, each battle shaping her understanding of loyalty, sacrifice, and the true cost of freedom. Unlike many, she never faltered in her commitment to those she loved, even when the world demanded impossible choices. Mikasa's life became a relentless series of tests, each designed to push her to the edge of human capability and beyond. Ultimately, Mikasa's story is not just about survival, but about the strength of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming tragedy. Her journey is a testament to the power of love, loyalty, and inner strength, showcasing what it means to protect those who matter most at any cost. Through every loss and victory, every moment of fear and courage, Mikasa's narrative weaves a complex tapestry of emotion and action. Her story is both harrowing and inspiring, a chronicle of a girl who became a symbol of resilience in a broken world. 1. The loss of her family shaped her resilience. Mikasa's parents were murdered by human traffickers, an event that left her physically and emotionally scarred. At such a young age, she had to confront the absolute cruelty of the world. This traumatic event triggered her latent Ackerman abilities, an inherited strength that manifests under extreme stress. It also forged her unbreakable attachment to Eren, who rescued her from death. The loss of her family created a void that could only be filled by a singular loyalty. Every decision Mikasa made thereafter was influenced by this early trauma. Her emotional fragility coexisted with her physical prowess. She became hyper-aware of danger. This hyper-awareness would later make her one of the most effective soldiers in the Scout Regiment. Mikasa's identity became intertwined with survival and protection. Her empathy was sharpened by loss. She learned to act decisively in life-or-death scenarios. Her understanding of human cruelty deepened. She internalized fear but refused to let it dominate her. The memory of her parents' death became a silent motivator. It instilled in her the need for control. Her attachment to Eren was born from this need. Her skill set expanded rapidly due to necessity. Each action she took was measured, precise, and deliberate. Her calm in battle came from having faced real terror. She learned that love and attachment were her anchors. These anchors would guide her through countless trials. Loss, paradoxically, became her source of strength. Without that moment of trauma, Mikasa might never have become the protector she is. 2. Eren Yeager became her anchor. From the moment Eren saved Mikasa, she devoted her life to him. This devotion shaped every decision she would make. She constantly prioritized his safety above her own. Her feelings were a mixture of gratitude, dependence, and deep love. This bond influenced her combat strategies. Her fighting style often revolved around Eren's protection. She suppressed personal desires for the sake of his well-being. Her loyalty was absolute, unwavering even when challenged by moral ambiguity. Mikasa internalized Eren's emotions, sharing in his pain and determination. She learned to anticipate his actions instinctively. The attachment also became a psychological crutch. When Eren was in danger, her power intensified. This bond often blinded her to larger truths. She struggled with moments where Eren's actions conflicted with the greater good. Her love provided emotional stability in a chaotic world. It also introduced vulnerability, as any threat to him became a direct threat to her. This dynamic shaped her relationships with others. She was distant toward anyone who could distract from protecting Eren. Her life mission became inseparable from his journey. Even in the face of death, she remained tethered to him. The psychological weight of this bond influenced her decision-making. It defined her role in the scout regiment. Mikasa's identity as a soldier was inseparable from her identity as Eren's protector. Her ultimate choices reflected this intertwining. Without Eren, she might have succumbed to despair. With him, she became unstoppable. 3. Her Ackerman heritage unlocked extraordinary abilities. The Ackerman bloodline gave Mikasa enhanced physical and cognitive capabilities. She exhibited unparalleled strength, reflexes, and combat awareness. This latent power was activated by extreme stress. Her ability to make split-second decisions was unmatched. It allowed her to survive encounters that would kill ordinary soldiers. Her training amplified these abilities. Each battle honed her instincts further. Her Ackerman lineage also made her resistant to mental manipulation. She could act under pressure when others faltered. The power gave her confidence in life-or-death situations. It contributed to her reputation as humanity's strongest soldier. Yet, it also came with a sense of isolation. Few could match her capabilities, which created a gap between her and peers. She often fought alone or ahead of squads. This independence was both a strength and a curse. It caused her to internalize trauma silently. Her abilities sometimes triggered uncontrollably, reflecting her emotional state. They were both a weapon and a burden. Her Ackerman power became essential in key battles. It defined her role in critical missions. Without this heritage, survival against Titans would have been improbable. It also shaped her personality, disciplined, protective, and fiercely loyal. The power carried expectations she always sought to meet. This legacy influenced her actions more than she acknowledged. Her life path was predetermined in some ways by blood. Her strength was extraordinary, but the cost was personal isolation. 4. The weight of duty versus personal desires. Mikasa constantly struggled with balancing her personal desires against her duty as a soldier. She wanted safety, peace, and a normal life, but the world denied her that. Her loyalty to Eren and to humanity forced her into dangerous situations repeatedly. This tension created emotional strain, shaping her into someone disciplined yet haunted by what she could never have. Her inner conflict often manifested in quiet moments of vulnerability, where she questioned her choices. Yet, she learned to compartmentalize, focusing on her mission above all else. This discipline allowed her to survive battles where emotions could have clouded her judgment. It also reinforced her role as a protector, a shield for those weaker than herself. Her personal sacrifices became a hallmark of her character. In essence, Mikasa's life was a constant negotiation between heart and duty. 5. Encounters with Titans shaping her resolve. Mikasa's numerous encounters with Titans tested both her skill and her courage. Each battle forced her to confront mortality and push her Ackerman abilities to the limit. She learned to remain calm under extreme pressure, calculating moves that others could not. The Titans also taught her the impermanence of life and the brutal reality of their world. These experiences honed her reflexes and strategic mind, making her a critical asset in missions. Every fight strengthened her resolve to protect Eren and humanity, regardless of personal risk. Her victories came with scars, physical and emotional, that reminded her of the stakes. The relentless danger shaped her identity, solidifying her as both warrior and protector. Her confrontations with Titans were pivotal in her transformation from a traumatized child to an indomitable soldier. 6. The betrayal and moral ambiguity of the world. Mikasa witnessed betrayals from humans just as much as she feared Titans. Encounters with traitors, deceivers, and morally gray figures forced her to question trust and loyalty. These experiences strengthened her instincts, teaching her to rely on herself and only a few trusted allies. She became cautious, calculating the motives of others while maintaining her own moral code. This constant tension between trust and skepticism influenced her decisions in missions and in relationships. She realized that love and loyalty must coexist with vigilance. The harshness of the world hardened her, but it did not strip her of compassion entirely. Instead, it made her selective, protective, and strategic in whom she allowed close. Mikasa's growth came from learning to navigate a world where right and wrong were rarely absolute. 7. Evolution into a symbol of hope and human resilience. Despite constant loss, Mikasa emerged as a symbol of humanity's strength. Her skill, loyalty, and courage inspired those around her. Soldiers and civilians alike relied on her presence in battle, knowing her effectiveness could turn the tide. Her emotional restraint combined with love and loyalty created a complex and inspiring figure. She showed that strength was not just physical, it was emotional and psychological. Her survival and victories became legends, a beacon for others facing despair. Mikasa's story demonstrates that love, trauma, and resilience are intertwined, forming a force that can withstand unimaginable odds. Through every hardship, she evolved from a survivor into a symbol of hope. 8. Her role in the Survey Corps and exposure to battlefield horrors. Mikasa's decision to join the Survey Corps put her directly in harm's way, exposing her to countless battles and the horrors of humanity's fight against Titans. Each mission demanded precision, courage, and self-sacrifice. She faced overwhelming odds, often fighting for survival alongside comrades who would fall in battle. These experiences hardened her, refining her instincts and tactical intelligence. At the same time, they left emotional scars. Witnessing friends die in front of her reinforced the fragility of life. Mikasa learned to compartmentalize grief while remaining hyperalert in combat. Her dedication to duty became absolute, shaped by the knowledge that hesitation could cost lives. Every expedition reinforced her loyalty to humanity and Eren alike. She evolved into both a shield and spear, striking fear into enemies while protecting those she loved. These missions tested her physically and emotionally, pushing her Ackerman abilities to their limit. She came to understand the harsh realities of war and the sacrifices required for freedom. Mikasa's identity as a soldier became inseparable from her identity as a protector. 9. Confrontation with the realities of war and loss of innocence. The constant cycle of battle stripped Mikasa of the innocence she once had as a child. She witnessed comrades, friends, and civilians die in ways too cruel to imagine. Each loss was a painful reminder that life was fleeting and unpredictable. The brutality of the world forced her to mature quickly, developing a pragmatic approach to survival. She learned that emotional attachments could be both strength and liability. Every encounter with danger reinforced her need to protect what little she held dear. These experiences instilled a deep understanding of the cost of freedom and the weight of responsibility. Mikasa's moral compass was tested repeatedly, balancing the instincts to protect with the cold realities of war. The innocence she lost was replaced with focus, determination, and a hardened spirit. This transformation shaped her into a soldier capable of facing despair without succumbing to it. 10. The psychological impact of Eren's changing path. As Eren's actions and motivations became increasingly complex and morally ambiguous, Mikasa faced internal conflict. The person she devoted herself to protecting sometimes became someone whose choices were difficult to understand. She struggled to reconcile her loyalty with the emerging reality of his plans. This tension tested her emotional resilience and moral judgment. Mikasa often had to make impossible decisions, whether to follow him blindly or act according to her own ethical compass. The psychological strain deepened her introspection and self-awareness. It forced her to question the limits of attachment and love. Her devotion did not waver entirely, but it became more nuanced, tempered by understanding and critical thought. The emotional toll of these developments shaped her growth into a more complex, mature character. Mikasa's identity became not only that of a protector but also of someone capable of confronting painful truths about those she loved. 11. Acceptance of her own humanity amidst extraordinary strength. Despite her immense power, Mikasa had to confront the reality of her own limitations. Her Ackerman abilities made her formidable, but they could not prevent every tragedy. She learned that even the strongest cannot control fate entirely. This realization brought moments of doubt, fear, and grief, reminding her that vulnerability was a part of being human. Accepting this allowed Mikasa to act with both courage and humility. It strengthened her emotional intelligence, giving her empathy and insight into others' suffering. Her humanity became a source of resilience, grounding her even when surrounded by chaos. Mikasa's ability to combine her extraordinary abilities with emotional depth made her unique among her peers. It allowed her to inspire others, not just through skill, but through presence and example. This balance between strength and humanity defined her legacy as both a warrior and a deeply compassionate individual. Mikasa Ackerman's journey is one of extraordinary resilience, shaped by loss, love, and unyielding loyalty. She faced horrors beyond comprehension, yet emerged as humanity's protector, a soldier unmatched in skill and determination. Her life is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and protect, even when the world seems bent on destruction. Through her experiences, we see the duality of strength and vulnerability, and how love can both empower and bind. Her devotion to Eren was both her greatest strength and her deepest vulnerability. It shaped every decision, every battle, and every sacrifice she made. Yet, through this unwavering loyalty, Mikasa transcended ordinary humanity, becoming a legend whose presence altered the course of history. Her story reminds us that attachment and purpose, when combined, can produce feats unimaginable to the ordinary person. Mikasa's Ackerman heritage, her innate abilities, and the training she underwent forged her into a symbol of hope. But beyond power, it was her compassion and love that defined her legacy. She became a figure capable of immense violence when needed, yet guided by a moral compass that prioritized protection and justice. Her life demonstrates that strength without empathy is hollow, and empathy without strength can be futile. The countless tragedies she endured, from the murder of her family to the chaos of war, did not break her spirit. Instead, they honed her into someone who could face any adversary and survive the most brutal trials. Her journey teaches the value of perseverance and the importance of fighting for those who cannot fight for themselves. Mikasa's legacy is one of courage, sacrifice, and the profound impact of love on the human soul. Ultimately, Mikasa's story is more than the tale of a soldier or a fighter, it is the chronicle of a heart unyielding in the face of despair. It shows us that even amidst unimaginable loss, loyalty, love, and courage can prevail. Her journey is a reminder that true strength is measured not just in battle, but in the depth of devotion, the resilience of spirit, and the capacity to rise, time and again, no matter the cost.